Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, Imam Hamid has changed the schedule after weeks of one week of absence. But Alhamdulillah, you were doing some better thing yesterday. As I understand, yesterday there was some good presentation. Yeah. I mean, I am teaching all the muftis how to write the fatwa about wasiya, because lots of cases do come nowadays, because we are living the third generation now, and our elders are going going towards akhirah and leaving the family assets to youngsters, next generation. And
what is the new timing now?
Imam Hamid just told between Maghrib and Isha now. It's not clashing with the Jamaat.
Yeah, we'll change it inshallah. So that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
What is the timing,
just
inshallah?
today Imam said. Otherwise, I was coming before Maghrib. But what I propose that if we can do 15 minutes before Maghrib and 15 minutes after Maghrib, that's it. 5 hadith before, 5 because our digestion system is weak. We cannot digest two. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh, one stage. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So, in consultation with Imam Hamid, we will do.
Not to know. So now that we know it's after Maghrib, we can all go with work around.
Yeah. So we are on hadith number 341, and it's very long story. That's why I stopped. I remember 2 weeks ago, I stopped it here. That a Sahabi called Mihjan Aslami. So the person who is reporting, he said Mihjan came one day, and he came to the masjid of Basra, and Buraida Aslami, a Sahabi, was on the door of the masjid, and there was a person, his name was Sakba. He used to pray a long prayer. So when we reached the door of the masjid, the person called Mihjan, he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day took my hand, and I and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we were walking together until we came to the Mount of Uhud. It's just 2 miles from there. I don't know from where and then from there Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked at whole of Medina, and he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam predicted that wailu ummiha min qaryatin. What a regretful state of affairs, while this Medina is one of the most prominent city. Yatrukuha ahluha ka'amar ma takun. People will leave Medina and make it empty when Dajjal comes. When Dajjal comes before the day of judgment, people will leave the Medina. فَيَجِدُ عَلَى كُلِّ بَابٍ مِّنْ أَبْوَابِهَا مَلَكًا فَلَا يَدْخُلُهَا. So, because Dajjal cannot come into the Medina, all the people who are not proper Muslim and those who are fascinated with Dajjal, they will leave Medina and go outside Medina to meet him. Yes, because Dajjal will come and he will see the Medina is protected by the angels. At every corner of Medina, there is an angel protecting it. So this is just the story Mihjan Aslami saying. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, saw someone praying very long. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked Mihjan, who is this person? So he said, I started praising him that he is a very good person. he prays very long, he stays in the masjid very long. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told me, tell me quietly, don't say loudly so he cannot hear, because if you praise someone in front of him, then you will make him inflate, fatuhlikahu. It will cause him to be proud of himself. And so, I mean, this is the relevance to this chapter, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that we should thank people, but we should not praise them in an exaggerated manner to the extent that people think about themselves more than what they are. Qala fantalaqa yamshi. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came back to Medina, to his room. Lakinnahu nafada yadayhi, and he said, okay, now we depart. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, inna khayra deenakum aysarahu, inna khayra deenakum aysarahu. The best part of Islam in our religion is what is easily achievable, what is easily doable. I mean, we do not have to look for the most difficult act and most difficult things to do to achieve the salvation or to achieve higher reward or higher things. Of course, the more hot weather we fast, we get more reward. But we do not have to look for and go in a country where it is difficult to fast. Yeah. So if we are enjoying the living in UK and winter fasting, we can avail that facility. Is as-sawmu fil shitai, winter fasting is, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, al-ghanimatul barida. It's a cool gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that short and sharp fasting and easy, and you get the full reward. So this is inna khayra deenakum aysarahu. The best part of Islam and Deen is what you can do easily without any extraordinary efforts. Yeah, I mean one does not necessarily have to look for harsh and hard and impossible things to do. Like, many people just go to climb the mountain, this mountain Everest and things like that. I really never understood why people put themselves into that much risk just to feel good that I have been on the mountain. Yeah, I don't know. Many people lose life every year. Many people. Astaghfirullah. So this was the story of Mihjan Aslami, and it has the relevance that we should not praise people in front of them, but we can upload their good deeds with others, so encouraging this. So the next chapter 156 is Babu Man Madaha fi Shi'r, praising poetry. Arabic poetry is very, very eloquent, and the most of the poets they display their linguistic ability through the poetry, and inventing the unique way of praising is their means of livelihood. Yeah, at that times. So let us study the hadith 342. حدثنا حجاج قال حدثنا حماد بن سلمان علي بن زيد عن عبد الرحمن بن أبي بكر عن أسود بن سري. So Aswad ibn Sari is saying that أتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقلت يا رسول الله قد مدحت الله بمحامد ومدح وإياك فقال أما إن ربك يحب الحمد فجعلت أنشده فاستأذن رجل طوال أسلع فقال لي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اسكت فدخل فتكلم ساعة ثم خرج فأنشدته ثم جاء فسكتني ثم خرج ثم فعل ذلك مرتين أو ثلاثا فقلت من هذا الذي سكتني له قال هذا رجل لا يحب الباطل. So a poet called Aswad ibn Sari', he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his house or in his room, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I am very unique to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and praise you in innovative way. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, okay, recite some of your poetry and I will listen to it. Yeah. So it's like a, na'at and hamd, madih and things like that. Yeah. So Rasulullah, he said, I have done the good things. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes to be praised. Yeah. Because, out of million and billion favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does to 7 billion people on earth, hardly few people are appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So anybody who appreciates and praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes it very, very seriously. So this person, Aswad ibn Sari, started reciting things. Yeah. So the funny thing is, this is Maulana Iqbal Azmi. He told me, our Shaykh, he told me this story in a very funny way, that 100 couplets he read, 100 couplets, but in reading 100 couplets, 3 times somebody came. He was a bold person. Yeah, he was a bold person. He came, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked me to keep quiet, stop. When the person came, he talked to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then went away. Then he said, okay, start again. So he started doing madiha and all the things. Then this person came twice and 3 times.
Same person or different?
Same person, the bold person. Yeah. So then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this person get curious. Oh, who is this? He was a stranger. He didn't know. This was Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radhiyallahu anhu. So why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped the poet reciting? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained to him, look, this guy, he doesn't like this hanky-panky type of poetry and things like that. So that's why I stopped you. هذا رجل لا يحب الباطل. The lagh and extra things which people think that poetry is extra activity. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept listening to him until he read around 100 couplets. Yeah, about the hamd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and praising of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidina Hassan ibn Sabit used to do on the mimbar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what it is that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has a very accommodative and wider agenda, not like Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab always with the whip. If you say anything, I will whip you. If you say loudly, I will take you out of the masjid. Because there were strangers. He said, if you were not a stranger, I would have punished you. You are raising your voice in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what it says that people may have different tendencies and psychological mood and preferences, but our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is for the whole universe, whole society, all part, all cultures. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is tolerating to listen to the poetry of the hamd and na'at, but he will stop when Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu comes, because he doesn't like all this type of things, anything which is done. Because Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu was known to be very, very firm and very, very assertive in many matters. Yeah, it is known. So this is his thing, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam praised him also, that he is the person shaitan will run away from him. If he was walking in a walk and shaitan coming, he will just run away, because Sayyidina al-Khattab was very, very, very sharp-minded and very, very prompt in reprimanding anyone. Even Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, many times he confronted Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on Hudaybiyah day, why we are signing the treaty, being low, surrendering to all the kuffar's terms. Yeah. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr will stop Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Don't argue with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is working on an agenda. So these are the things which are known. And of course, Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu is a unique person. No other ummah in the history of human being can produce like him. Yeah. So next chapter is that you appreciate the poetry, which is appreciating the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and na'at of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then there are some poetry and some people who, if you don't give them gift, they will create poetry against you, mean give you bad publicity. So this chapter is that if you are afraid of someone harming you through their skills, you can give them some gift to save yourself from their things. قال حدثنا علي قال حدثنا زيد بن حباب قال حدثنا يوسف بن عبد الله بن نجيد بن عمران بن حسين قال حدثني أبي نجيد أن شاعرا جاء إلى عمران بن حسين. Sahabi Imran ibn Hussein, a poet came. فقيل له تعطي شاعرا فقال أبقي علي إرضي. So and he will just be very generous and give him gifts. So people ask, oh Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how can you give to these poets, these people? He said, look, I want to save my reputation. I want to save my standing in the society. I don't want to make enemies, unnecessary enemies of these people, trying to keep them. So giving like some journalist, today's example is that some journalist in a newspaper, if we are not very good to them or we are not cultivating the relationship with them, they really write nasty stories against. And this mosque has the experience, that they can just portray this mosque unrealistically if we do not be friendly, if we do not invite them in open mosque day like we did last month, and if we are not friendly with them, they will become enemies. So this is the trick here. So Sahabi Imran ibn Hussein radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu will, so even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after Fath Makkah, he gave lots of ghanima to new Muslims and did not give to Ansar who came from Medina to Makkah. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained to them that I gave them, these are new Muslims, they need to be looked after, and some even non-Muslims Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave them to protect, to lure them to be Muslim, or at least not be to harm the Muslims. There are many non-Muslim journalists who are, mashallah, very good in writing Palestinian cause and other things, in this country. And our Muslim organizations, they do keep a relationship with the MCB. It's like a media. Today's media is like a poet at that time. Poetry was a media at that time. So the next chapter is 158. Bab la tukrim sadiqaka bima yashukku alayh. You should not treat your friend, your beloved one, in a manner which is harsh and hard for him. Mean he doesn't like it. So this is not a hadith or something, but I'll give you the hadith which is known. Here, حدثنا محمد بن مسنى حدثنا معاذ قال حدثنا ابن عون عن محمد قانو, one of the Sahabi or Tabi'in, he said, it is a very well known proverb, كانوا يقولون لا تكرم صديقك بما يشق عليه. You should not be observing certain etiquettes with your close friends which will make him like uncomfortable. And I'll tell you the example. Sahaba Hazrat Sayyidina Anas will say that from the bottom of our hearts we want to honor Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes, we want to stand up for him, but we will not stand up for him. We will keep sitting despite our wish to stand up for him, because we knew that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not like it, and he has asked us to remain seated when he comes. Yeah, I mean, in very culture, if you do not stand up, they will treat it as an insult. But our Prophet ﷺ, Sahaba, despite wishing to do that, like one Sahabi came that, Ya Rasulullah, we respect you. Why don't you allow us to do sajda to you? Because I've been into Syria. There, to their leaders, they do sajda. You know the salam with half ruku type and things like that. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, it's not allowed in Islam that nobody should be bowed in front of him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not like, Sahaba, out of respect for him, did not do that, although they wanted to do it, yeah, because of their things. No. Next chapter is Babu Ziyara, meeting, paying the visit to our friends and relatives. Hadith number 345. قال حدثنا عبد الله بن عثمان قال حدثنا عبد الله بن مبارك أخبرنا حماد بن سلمة عن أبي سنان الشامي عن عثمان بن أبي أسود عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه. Like half a dozen riwayat. عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إذا عاد الرجل أخاه وزاره قال الله له طبت وطاب ممشاك وتبوأت منزلا في الجنة. When a Muslim brother pays a visit to his fellow believers, yeah, for the sake of Allah, this is the underlying thing, that we go and visit someone just for the sake of Allah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Tibta wa taba mamshak. Your going out and outreach is good, and you have made your point and your place in Jannah by seeing people for the sake of Allah, not for the your personal benefit or for things like that. Tibta wa taba mamshak. So ziyaratul ikhwan mean meeting other people just to increase the social relationship and increase the love for the sake of Allah is rewardable activity. The next hadith 346 is similar to that. حدثنا بشر بن محمد قال عبد الله بن مبارك عن ابن شوزب قال سمعت مالك بن دينار يحدث عن أبي غالب عن أم الدرداء. Abu Darda and his wife Darda قالت زارنا سلمان من المدائن إلى الشام ماشيا وعليه كساء وندرورد, something that clothing, يعني سراويل مشمرة. قال ابن شوزب روي سلمان وعليه كساء مطعوم الرأس ساقط الأذنين, يعني أنه كان أرفش. فقيل له شوحت نفسك قال إن الخير خير الآخرة. So Sayyidina Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala was used to live in a corner of the Arabian peninsula, which is nowadays I think like near Aqaba or near some Palestinian land. So Salman Farsi, he came from Madain to Syria walking, not having any, and he was wearing a clothing and things which were really like very worn out, it looks like somebody has walked 100 miles, yeah. So people told Salman ibn Farsi that why you took all this thing to come and see Abu Zar radhiyallahu ta'ala, Abu Darda, yeah. So faqila lahu shawwahta nafsak, you have made yourself disfigured. Qala innal khayra khairul akhirah. He said, I don't mind my clothes is dirty or I am disfigured because of long journey. Indeed, the goodness is the goodness of the day of judgment. So coming to visit Abu Darda radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, a Sahabi, is a rewardable activity for the sake of Allah. So this is Ziyaratul Ikhwan is one of the things. I mean, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that friends will not recognize the friends on the day of judgment. Illa al-muttaqeen. So those who were friends for the sake of Allah and for taqwa, they will recognize his otherwise the other friendship of like of favors and other things will disappear on the day of judgment. Nobody will be.
Abu Darda and Salman Farsi were brothers.
Oh yeah.
Muhammad made them like.
Yeah, in Medina. Okay, so he really walked along to see him from hundreds of miles, and at that time people used to go by walking, and during day I think you and we cannot walk even 10 miles. We will be exhausted, dehydrated. Our bodies are not made.
Salman had already traveled from Fars
Yeah.
to Islam to
Yeah, for the
yeah.
sake of Islam.
So
Yeah,
he
of
was
course.
well trained.
So it's like maybe a couple of hundreds of miles, yeah, from there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the next chapter is coming, that what is the good rewardable activity when we visitation of other brothers. Yeah. Like for instance, Jawla, we go Jawla here. Allah, many time, so many people who used to come to the masjid and they became old and they could not come, and only through Jawla we know what state of affairs they are. Shakil Bhai told me so many stories about the Jawla and around here, making know the people. So Fazlul Ziyara, the good quality of paying a visit to our neighborhood. Yeah. حدثنا سليمان ibn Harb, Musa ibn Ismail, قال حدثنا حماد عن ثابت عن أبي رافع عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال زار رجل أخا له في قرية فأرسل الله له ملكا على مدرجته فقال أين تريد؟ قال أريد أخا لي في هذه القرية. فقال هل لك عليه من نعمة تربها؟ قال لا إني أحبه في الله. قال فإني رسول الله إليك أن الله أحبك كما أحببته. So this is a story about the previous people who were before us. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reported that in Bani Israel there was a person who paid a visit to his friend in another village and locality. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala sent a angel on the destination village to like inquire about the sincerity of this visit. So this angel asked him, where are you going? Just in a famous. So he said, I'm going to see my brother, my friend in this village. So the angel asked him, هل لك عليه من نعمة تربها? Are you indebted to him for some favors he has done to you, so you are paying the visit just to repay the favor? He said, no, I just like him for the sake of Allah, and I'm just visiting him to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Allah. So this angel told him good news, that I am a messenger from Allah to you, that Allah loves you like you love your brothers. So there are some adab of human beings do always treat reciprocal relationship. If you are good, the people will say good and do good with you. But if you do good without any favor or any your secret agenda, then it is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this was the good tiding we got it. Yeah. Okay, so after 2 hadiths, I think I will stop here because as we said, there is another chapter 162, Babur Rajulu Yuhibbu Qawman Walamma Yalhaq Bihim. If we love and like someone who we have not met or we have not been in their company, but still we like, yeah, like Sahaba and all the previous people. So what is the situation? So hadith number 351 and 352 is about that. حدثنا عبد الله بن مسلمة قال حدثنا سليمان بن مغيرة عن حميد هلال عن عبد الله الصامت عن أبي ذر. Abu Dharr رضي الله عنه report, I said, Ya Rasulullah, الرجل يحب القوم ولا يستطيع أن يلحق بهم. A person likes a group of people and he cannot join them, he cannot be with them. قال أنت يا أبا ذر أنت مع من أحببت. Yeah? You will be on the day of judgment with those people whom you liked it. Yeah? قلت إني أحب الله ورسوله قال أنت مع من أحببت يا أبا ذر. O Abu Zar, you are with those people whom you like and love from bottom of your heart. So liking the good character people, liking and loving those people who were before us, we never seen them, but we hear about them and we wish we could see them. The next hadith is very, very clear, which most of you have heard it. حدثنا مسلم 352 حدثنا مسلم ابن إبراهيم حدثنا هشام قال حدثنا قتادة عن أنس أن رجلا سأل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا نبي الله متى الساعة. When is the day of judgment, or when is the last hour of this world? When is the world is going to end? فقال وما عددت لها. How prepared are you? Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم قال ما عددت لها من كبير. I'm not very much prepared, but I am afraid. قال إني أحب الله إلا أني أحب الله ورسوله. I just have my devoted love to Allah and Rasulullah. So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, المرء مع من أحب. People will be grouped together on the day of judgment with those people who they loved. Yeah? Qala Anas. So Anas Sahabi, who was like maybe 15 years of age, he said, فَمَا رَأَيْتُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ فَرِحُوا بَعْدَ الْإِسْلَامِ أَشَدُّ فَرْحًا مِمَّا فَرِحُوا يَوْمَئِذٍ. So in Medina, this statement of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made headlines. All the Muslims, when they heard this good tidings that people will be put together with those people who they love, who they revere and wish them. So for instance, all the big ulama and Sahaba, Tabi'een and Awliya Allah, we hear, we wish we saw them, we were at that time, but we cannot be that time. But if we love them, Allah on the day of judgment will make us there, inshallah. Yes, Brother Sulaiman? No. So that's because I don't want to do it too much. Yeah. How many minutes did we do?
More than half.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fine because I don't want to take. So 353 will be the next Saturday. I will send the note to Imam Hamid, and now we have divided that Saturday Imam Hamid will do and Sunday I will do, because both day for both of us is difficult.
3 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean that's the. I thought we have done enough for the for the people, because reading too much is not the objective. What it is, whatever we can take and internalize ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, and act. But there are certain things which are not action but intentions, and correcting our focus, niyat, and understanding. So the labor is not required, but deep understanding and appreciation and correcting our focus is also. It doesn't require much effort. It's only understanding, deep understanding. Through that we can achieve better than the harder work. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be that like we're reading Quran.
Yeah.
So then we need to implement, not like
Yeah.
reading whole chapter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to implement.